Hey everybody, this is Steve Baker of the Dementia Cookie Box. Um, First of all, I want to say thank you to everybody for visiting the website and this YouTube channel over the past year, as I have tried to dig through and find some fun stuff to share with you guys. Um, this message here is mainly for my students who are looking me up online, and for all the younger generation out there who are interested in doing things on YouTube, but not really sure how to go about it. I had some students ask me just before the winter break, what do you have to do to be a YouTuber? And I didn't quite understand the question. My only answer I could give was, you tape stuff and you put it on YouTube, I guess. But of course, the catch these days would be having something interesting enough to say or to show that people would want to watch it. It turns out that most of my students that ask me about this, they all want to know how many followers I have or how many views my videos have and things like that. And I guess it's just me being kind of out of touch with everything. But anyway, here's my message to you guys, okay? It's very easy these days to get your hands on some technology, to make videos, to record music, to produce pretty decent quality demos, and play virtual instruments. It is very easy to get yourself out there where people can hear the things you have to say, the music you have to write, the songs, the poetry, whatever it is. I didn't have that luxury when I was 15 and 16 years old trying to start a band. We had a camcorder that was about this big, that I would film birthday party performances with. The idea of having something this big to record videos or music with was a joke. I think the smallest tape recorder that we had that had recording capabilities was about this big still, and it was, boxy, bulky little boombox thing we had to carry around and attach a microphone to it. But anyway, you guys are living in a fantastic era. I surveyed one of my classes of about 32 students, and I asked how many had smartphones, and 90% of the class, of course, raised their hands. And then I said, okay, out of those people, how many of you use iPhones? And a good portion, maybe 70-75% of those people raised their hands again. And the rest were, Android or Windows or something like that. And I said, all right, of those people who have smartphones and iPhones, how many of you have ever played around with GarageBand? At that point, about half the people put their hands back down, and we were cut down to less than half the class now. This is people walking around with digital quality, high definition studio equipment in their pocket, but haven't bothered to play around with it or even look at it or think about it or anything. And then the ones that had said that they had done it before, I asked those guys, so we're talking maybe about, 10 people, how many of those had ever tried to write their own song? And I think maybe one or two had their hands up after that. So out of a class of 32 students, all carrying around very expensive digital recording capabilities in their pockets, only two had ever tried to utilize it to write their own songs. And here's my message, guys. And I say that, I've said that a couple times, I know, I'm sorry. But my message to you is this. Embrace something. Embrace an art form. Music. Anything. You have so much available to you right now. The world is at your fingertips. Within a couple hours' time, and something like this, you could record a song, write a song, record it, master it even, and upload it for the entire world to hear. That's what we dreamed of back when I was younger, you know? I mean, the goal had always been to get a record deal. Why do you want a record deal? You want a record deal for distribution, mostly, to get the music out there. Of course, you also wanted a record deal for publicity, to let people know there was a record, but hello, you're living in a day of social media. You've got Facebook, you've got Twitter, you've got Instagram, you've got YouTube. You can do your own promoting now. I think the days of the necessity of having a record deal are over. I mean, they're kind of passé, because the majority of the things that the record company would provide to you, people can do on their own now. There are companies such as CD Baby that will even act as the third party in between to help you publish the music. You can easily put your songs onto the top streaming networks, Spotify, iTunes, the Amazon music library, where people buy their music and download stuff. It's all there, and it's very easy to obtain, but you got to do it. You got to write it. You got to do something. So instead of walking around so much like this, just liking stupid cat pictures and tweeting about silly memes and orange presidents, just take a few minutes and open up that GarageBand. So what if you don't know how to play an instrument? There's so many virtual instruments out there now. The thing will practically make the music for you. There's live virtual drummers that you can program, and they're becoming intuitive enough with this technology to where the drumming can actually change to match the music you're writing with it. You can tell it to change styles. You can tell it to change tempos in the middle. I mean, there's really no need to have a band in order to make pop music anymore, to make music that can survive against all that's out there. And so that's my message. Come on, we're getting a little stale here with the creative stuff. You know, that's why so many movie companies are remaking old movies. Video game companies are re-releasing old video games, and we need some new ideas, and you guys are the ones to do it. My students, the creativity that I see swirling around in your head when you're in my classes, and the things I hear you talking about with your friends, but then you shut up when I walk past because you're too embarrassed to have your own ideas. Don't be embarrassed. That's the thing about art. Art allows you to say things that sometimes it's difficult to find the words to express. Art can break language barriers. You sit people from 5 different countries speaking 5 different languages in one room, and you show them one piece of art, and You draw a smiley face on the board, and everybody knows what a smiley face means. You draw a heart on a piece of paper, and all 5 of those countries and nationalities and languages, they're going to know what that heart means. It's visuals is universal. Music is universal. Music doesn't even have to have lyrics. You can perform sounds and instill feelings in people without saying the words or having words to go with it. So who cares if you can sing? Who cares if you can write? Just get on and compose some instrumental music. You know, I've made 5 records of X-Ray Man music, and people who listen to it, they love it, you know. Well, some people love it, the ones that are into that kind of thing. But my point is, you have the world at your fingertips. And I don't see you guys using it, really. And it makes me sad, you know, because music was my friend when I didn't have friends. Music was there for me when I got my first girlfriend and when I lost my first girlfriend. Music was there for me when my family couldn't be or didn't know how to be. I started writing music and songs before I learned how to drive. And all those hours in the basement that some of you people spend getting high or getting drunk or getting into trouble some other ways. See, I never did any of that. I didn't want to. I didn't have time to. I was too busy creating. It kept me out of trouble. And art is a good way to let out feelings, let out frustrations, angers, whatever you're feeling, in a constructive way so that you have something. In the end, you have a product that you can share with people. And it also is like a historical documentation that you were there. It's proof that you were there and you went through that. So anyway, guys, you know, thank you so much for all of your support and for asking me about my bands and my music and wanting to watch my videos and stuff. But now I want you to go out and do some of your own. Okay? Use this. Get into GarageBand. Spend 20 minutes in there and try to write some songs or something. If you have questions, you come to me. I'll show you how to get it online. You could have, by the end of the month, you know, written a single, recorded a single, produced it, and put it on Spotify or iTunes. How cool would that be for you to tell your friends that you have a song on iTunes? You know? I mean, that's stuff that we dreamt about and had no way of getting anywhere near that back when I was 15, 14 years old. And you guys have it right here in front of you, so get out and go do it. Make something. Help to change the world. Okay? God bless, guys. Thank you.